All right, buckle up for a deep dive, you guys. We're going to be exploring this YouTube video. It's called I Always Get What I Visualize in Only 3 Days Using This Belief System.
Yeah, 3 days. Pretty bold claim, right? Makes you wonder, is it too good to be true?
It does play into that desire that we all have for that quick fix,
Right.
a shortcut to our dreams.
Absolutely. And the video basically lays out this 3-part system: visualization, harnessing emotions, and living as if that goal is already a reality. It sounds a bit like The Secret, but with an even tighter timeline. What I found really fascinating here is that emotions aren't just a side effect of wanting something. They're like the fuel that powers the manifestation.
Right. So it's like joy, gratitude, and excitement aren't just feel-good emotions. It's like they actually change your energy. And that shift in energy can make you more magnetic to the things that you want. Okay, so let's start with the first part then. Visualization. The video really emphasizes a detailed, sensory-rich visualization. Not just picturing it, but like engaging all your senses. Imagine hearing the sound of that new car engine, feeling the leather seats. Is there actually any science behind this? Or is it just wishful thinking?
Well, you can actually use visualization to prepare your brain for success. It's like mental rehearsal for your goals. There are studies that show that mentally rehearsing something actually fires up the same neural pathways in your brain as actually doing it.
Really?
Yeah. So you're not just daydreaming, you're priming your mind to make those desires a reality.
So it's like creating this vivid mental blueprint that actually influences your subconscious.
Yeah.
And that leads right into emotions. The video claims that emotions are like fuel that amplifies the signal that you're sending out to the universe. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, we know that emotions are powerful drivers of behavior, right? When you're excited about something, you're naturally more motivated to put in the effort. But this is taking it a step further, and it's adjusting that. By cultivating specific positive emotions, like that joy and gratitude and excitement, you're actually generating a certain energetic frequency that aligns with your desires.
Okay.
It's like tuning your emotions to match the vibration of what you want to attract.
Okay, so that's interesting. We're starting to see how these pieces fit together.
Yeah.
You've got the visualization priming the mind, and then the emotions kind of amplifying that signal.
Yeah.
And then there's that third piece, living from the end.
Yeah.
Acting as if your desired outcome is already reality.
Living from the end,
Right.
yeah. It's all about shifting your mindset and actions to match your desired state. So for instance, if you want to manifest financial abundance, the video suggests feeling gratitude for the money you already have.
Yeah.
And acting as if you already possess that wealth that you're aiming for.
Okay, so it's not about denying your current reality, but more about adopting the thoughts and feelings,
Yeah.
and even the behaviors of the person you want to become. And the video applies this to other areas too, like health and relationships.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're visualizing perfect health, you start treating your body as if it's already healed. If you desire a loving relationship, you start embodying the qualities of someone who already has that kind of love in their life. Being more loving and giving in your current interactions, it's really about becoming the person who already has what you desire.
Okay, so we've got the visualization, emotions, and this idea of living from the end. But then the video takes a bit of a turn into more mystical territory, talking about this quantum field and how belief can supposedly tune us into different realities.
Yeah.
It even uses the analogy of changing the channel on a radio. What's your perspective on all that?
That's where we need to tread carefully, I think. Quantum physics can be fascinating, but it's often misapplied in personal development. While our beliefs undoubtedly shape our perception and influence our actions, it's a big leap to say they directly manipulate external reality in the way that some suggest. The radio analogy can be a bit of an oversimplification.
So maybe the quantum field explanation is more metaphorical than literal. It's a way to illustrate the power of belief without getting too bogged down on the science.
Exactly. Yeah. It's important to remember that. While our beliefs can have a powerful impact on our lives, they don't necessarily operate like some magical force that bends the laws of physics.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. So let's bring it back down to practical application then. The video acknowledges that this 3-day transformation isn't going to be a walk in the park. It talks about those old beliefs fighting back, creating discomfort, tempting you to retreat to your comfort zone. It uses the analogy of carving a new path through a dense forest. It's tough going at first, but with persistence, it gets easier.
Right. This is where it gets really interesting because we're talking about rewiring our brains, creating new neural pathways. Change, even positive change, can be challenging. Our brains love familiarity and routine. So when we try to shift our beliefs and behaviors, we often encounter resistance in the form of fear or doubt, or even physical discomfort.
And the video is pretty upfront about that. It basically says, look, this isn't some magic wand you wave. You're going to have to do some inner work to break through those old patterns of thinking. So how do we actually overcome those limiting beliefs and push through that initial discomfort?
I think self-awareness is key. You need to identify those limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Once you're aware of them, you can start challenging their validity and replace them with more empowering beliefs. But this takes conscious effort and perseverance. You need to be willing to question your assumptions and reframe your perspective.
So it's not about suppressing those negative thoughts. It's about gently redirecting your focus back to your vision. It's like consciously choosing a new thought pathway.
Exactly. Yeah, it's about cultivating a mindset of growth and possibility, even when faced with that internal resistance. It's about recognizing that you have the power to choose your beliefs, and in doing so, you can shape your reality.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground already. Visualization, emotions, this idea of living from the end, overcoming limiting beliefs. It's amazing how much depth there is to this seemingly simple 3-day system.
Yeah.
But we haven't even gotten to the 3 days themselves.
Right. That's where things get really intriguing. We need to unpack what happens during those crucial 72 hours and how they supposedly rewire your brain for manifestation.
Exactly. So stay with us as we continue our deep dive into this belief system in part 2.
Welcome back. So we left off talking about those critical 72 hours.
Yes.
The video claims that this 3-day window is key to rewiring your brain for manifesting your desires.
So what exactly are you supposed to be doing during those 72 hours?
So the video really emphasizes this intense focus, like saturating your mind with your vision, feeling those emotions, and shutting out any negativity. It's like a mental boot camp for manifestation.
So you're not allowed a single doubt for 3 days straight?
Pretty much. The video even suggests that if a negative thought pops up, you immediately redirect it, consciously replace it with an affirmation. That supports your desired outcome.
Okay, so that makes sense in the context of rewiring those neural pathways. But does science back up this 3-day claim? Can you really reprogram your thinking that quickly?
Well, while our brains are remarkably adaptable, significant changes usually take more time than just 3 days. Neuroplasticity, which is the brain's ability to rewire itself, is an ongoing process. Think of it like carving a new path through a dense forest. It takes consistent effort and repetition to create that new pathway, and then you have to keep using it to make it stronger.
So people who say they completely overhauled their lives in a few days might be oversimplifying things.
It's possible. While short bursts of intense focus can be helpful, lasting change usually involves consistent effort over time. It's about forming new habits, new ways of thinking. And that takes practice.
So maybe that 3-day time frame
Yeah.
is more about setting that initial intention and kind of jump-starting the process. It creates a sense of urgency and commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about creating that initial momentum.
But video also talks about the balance between taking action and allowing things to unfold naturally. It emphasizes what it calls inspired action, taking steps that feel aligned and effortless rather than forcing things to happen.
Right. That's where things get a little tricky. It's a delicate dance between being proactive and surrendering to forces beyond our control. The video cautions against acting from a place of fear or desperation, suggesting that it can actually hinder the manifestation process.
Almost like that saying, let go and let God. But how do you distinguish between genuine inspired action and just procrastinating under the guise of allowing?
I think that's where intuition and self-awareness come in, Inspired action usually feels exciting. It's like you're flowing with the current, rather than swimming upstream. If it feels like a struggle, it might be a sign to pause and reevaluate and check your motivations.
So it's not about sitting back and passively waiting for things to fall into your lap, but about discerning between genuine intuition and kind of that fear-based hesitation.
Exactly. Sometimes the most inspired action is to simply step back, trust the process, and allow things to unfold in their own time.
This all ties in with the video's perspective on obstacles. It suggests viewing them not as setbacks, but as signs that you're on the right track. It uses that analogy of climbing a mountain. There will be challenging parts, you might even stumble, but those challenges are just part of the journey.
Right. This speaks to the importance of resilience. That ability to bounce back from adversity, learn from those challenges, adapt to changing circumstances. The video frames obstacles as opportunities for growth, as challenges that ultimately strengthen your resolve. and lead to even greater rewards.
So instead of getting discouraged by obstacles, we should view them as feedback, adjust our approach, and keep moving forward. It's like those obstacles are there to test our commitment and help us clarify our vision.
Absolutely. Remember that forest analogy. Obstacles are like those dense parts of the forest that require you to really put in the effort to carve out your new path. But the more you push through, the stronger that pathway becomes, and the easier it is to navigate in the future.
Okay, so we've covered visualization, emotions, living from the end, overcoming limiting beliefs, the 3-day window, the balance of action and allowing, and reframing obstacles as opportunities. There's so much packed into this seemingly simple 3-day system.
There is.
And there's still more to unpack.
Right. The video goes on to explore some other intriguing concepts. The power of gratitude, the role of surrender, and something called mental rehearsal.
Okay, I'm definitely intrigued. Sounds like there's a whole other layer to this.
There is. It gets to the heart of how you can actually shift your energetic frequency to align with your desires.
We'll have to save that for part 3 of our deep dive. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our deep dive into this 3-day belief system. We've explored a lot of fascinating concepts so far, from visualization and emotions to the role of inspired action and reframing obstacles. And It sounds like there's even more to uncover.
There is. The video delves into some more subtle but equally powerful aspects of this system. It places a lot of emphasis on gratitude, suggesting it's more than just being thankful for what you have.
Okay.
It's just being grateful for what's coming, for your desires as if they're already on their way. It's about shifting from a mindset of lack to a mindset of abundance, feeling the joy of receiving, even before the manifestation is fully materialized.
So instead of saying, I'll be grateful when I get this, you're saying, I'm grateful that this is on its way to me.
Right. It is a subtle shift in language. But that subtle shift implies a deeper shift in belief and expectation. It's about aligning your energy with the frequency of what you desire. And gratitude is a powerful tool for doing just that.
This reminds me of something else the video talks about. Surrender. Not giving up on your goals, but surrendering the need to control every detail of how they manifest.
Right.
Which seems to contradict the idea of taking action.
That's the paradox, isn't it? It's about trusting the process, believing that the universe has a plan for you. Even if you can't see the whole picture right now, sometimes what you think you want might not be what you truly need, and the universe might have something even better in store, but you have to be open to receiving it.
So you're letting go of that rigid attachment to a specific outcome and allowing the universe to work its magic. So we've got gratitude and surrender, and then the video introduces this technique called mental rehearsal. What exactly is that?
It's like a vivid, immersive visualization technique where you not only see yourself achieving your goal, but you also feel the emotions, engage all your senses, and actively participate in the experience. You're not just watching a mental movie. You're stepping into the role of the person who already has what they desire.
So by repeatedly doing this, you're essentially programming your subconscious to believe that this reality is not only attainable, but inevitable.
Exactly. And the video suggests doing this right before sleep and right after waking up, when the subconscious mind is most receptive.
Makes sense. It's like planting those seeds of desire directly into your subconscious when it's most open to receiving them. This whole system seems to be a multifaceted approach that combines mental and emotional strategies with a healthy dose of spiritual principles.
It is. It's about aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your desired reality, and then trusting the process to unfold in its own time.
The video acknowledges that.
Yeah.
Even with dedicated effort, you might encounter setbacks or periods where it seems like nothing is happening. It uses the analogy of a seed planted in the ground.
Right.
You don't see anything happening for a while. But beneath the surface, that seed is taking root, preparing to break through.
It's a powerful reminder that growth often happens in unseen ways. And just because you can't see immediate results doesn't mean that things aren't shifting and aligning behind the scenes. This is where persistence comes in. It's about not giving up on your vision, even when you're faced with challenges.
That can be tough, though. How do you stay motivated when it feels like you're putting in the effort, but nothing's changing?
The video emphasizes that. The universe is always responding to your vibration, whether you're conscious of it or not. So it's about maintaining faith in the process, trusting the timing, even when doubts creep in. Remember, it's not always a straight line to your goals. There might be detours and unexpected turns, but as long as you keep your focus on the desired outcome, and keep aligning your energy with it. You'll eventually get there.
Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive, I think it's safe to say, that we've shed some light on this 3-day belief system. And while that 3-day timeline might be a bit simplistic, there are some valuable insights here about the power of our minds and the importance of aligning our inner world with our desired reality.
Absolutely. It's a powerful reminder that we are not just passive observers in our lives, but active creators.
Yeah.
While manifesting your dreams in just 3 days might be a stretch, the principles underlying the system, if applied consistently, can undoubtedly help you move closer to your goals and live a more fulfilling life.
So as always, the key is to take what resonates with you and apply it to your own journey. Don't get hung up on the specifics, but focus on the underlying principles and how they can empower you to create the life you desire.
Well said. And if this deep dive has sparked your curiosity, I encourage you to explore further. There's a whole world of knowledge out there waiting to be discovered. And perhaps the most important question to ask yourself as you embark on your own journey is, if our beliefs truly shape our reality, what beliefs are you unconsciously reinforcing every single day?